Welcome to Season 3 of Sailing Sitka. I'm Kenna and this is Jay. We live aboard our 1976 Choi Lee sailboat named Sitka, in which we have sailed south from Canada in 2022 to the very last port of Mexico. This season, we are finally exiting Mexico and taking our boat further through the Panama Canal and into the beautiful Central American waters. So hit that subscribe button and follow along, as this season we are sailing as far and wide as possible.
You guys you make this happen, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Sailing Sitka, and I hope you enjoy.
While embracing the laid-back cruising life in the breathtaking sandblast islands of Panama, our outboard propeller unexpectedly broke during one of our adventures to shore. Thankfully, our wonderful friends stepped in and had a replacement shipped from Panama City using the Gunayala delivery services, but unfortunately it wasn't the right fit. With a growing list of errands, including fuel, laundry, water, and food, we set sail for the mainland, making a 9-hour journey to Linton Bay in hopes of finally getting the right propeller once and for all, so we can move on from this mission and enjoy the rest of our time in paradise. Although the store didn't have one in stock right away, they placed an order for us last week, and now it's finally ready to pick up. This is the reality of cruising sometimes, and we love sharing every part of the journey with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.
Just rode in, and we're soaked because we were upwind. It took us about 40 minutes, but our prop's in. Whoop whoop!
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, that should work. That should work.
No? Jay's taking it out for a test drive right now, and something's sounding really off. It's a perfect fit, everything about it's perfect, but something sounds really freaking weird.
Seems good only when I go from like normal speed to 3.
Yeah. But,
Now it seems normal.
I just heard it the one time. I don't know, maybe Jay torqued it too tight? I don't know. The reality of cruising, you guys. You win some, you lose some. Hopefully this is a win, considering we did all of this work and trouble and travel to get here, to get a new prop, to get it working again, and it came out to $204 USD, so close to $300 Canadian, which is actually not far off of what we would pay back home anyway. So
It sounded weird at first, like when I put it, like it sounded good, and then once I went to like go from normal speed to planing, it kind of sounded weird, but I did it twice and then now it's fine. But I think I torqued it a bit too much.
yeah.
Like it's 50 pounds of pressure and I probably put 80. So, but the thing that's weird about ours is there's no locking pin, so I feel like always like better safe than sorry. But yeah, I might have over torqued it, but no, it's fine. Great success after I think it's 9 days now.
Yeah.
So 9 days without a car, because our dinghy is literally our car.
Yeah.
We are finally not riding the sucker bus again. Huge thanks to Derek and Nina, who've been super nice and been like giving us rides everywhere, which has been super, super helpful. Also, when I first started it, like before I started, when I was in neutral and I was free spinning the prop, it was kind of like binding, so I think I over torqued it. But right now, if you see, when I torqued it initially, I over torqued it, and when I was spinning it in neutral, it wasn't spinning like this. It was like kind of binding, so now I think it's good. But now we got a prop again, so pretty excited about that.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. And then Kenna's got her green wall that she's wanted forever, because I painted that. Well, I didn't film that, I just filmed it before, but this is the after. But I'm not done the after. I have to put the ladder back on. It's not a perfect paint job, don't look too closely, but it worked out.
Woo.
It looks a lot better than before. Before it was like white, and like this wall gets a lot of stains, because like I'm coming in and out, you're holding onto the wall, your hands are greasy sometimes from doing work, and yeah, so it's kind of nice that it's a darker color.
After finally and successfully wrapping up our mission to get a new prop, we woke up the next morning to steady rain. Normally, that might be a bit of a downer, but in the cruising world, especially for those of us without water makers, we find it an opportunity. Out come the buckets, and we start collecting fresh rainwater for dishes and showers. Here in Linton Bay, it wasn't entirely necessary, since we have access to both water and laundry facilities, but out of habit, we still gathered some. With the rain came wind, making the anchorage a bit uncomfortable. So we spent the day tucked down below on Sitka, continuing our ongoing rummy tournament in the cozy comfort of our floating home. Sometimes there's a special kind of peace and beauty in simply doing nothing at all.
Hello everyone. Today we are taking the opportunity to fill up on fuel, propane, and water, all before we leave Linton and go back to Paradise. So Jay's just filling up our dinghy with some air in our tubes, because we have not done that since we've left in Mexico. And then we're gonna be going into the fuel dock here, which is relatively easy. It's just at the marina, getting some fuel. And then there's also water there as well that you get for free once you pay for the dinghy dock, which is nice. So we'll also be filling with water. And then there's a little restaurant over in this bay here that does propane fills. So we dropped off our tank about 3 days ago, and they're gonna have that back to us today. So that's us, we'll bring you along. Made it to the fuel dock. It's fueling up. Everything is a lot harder on a boat. Feeling the exhaustion today.
Potable water on no foreign land. But then this guy filling, he's like, yeah, I add a drop of bleach. Probably safer now. We do have the exact Clorox bleach you need for this, so we add in the tank anyways. Who brought you those?
Shout out to Nina on SB Bully. They came over and delivered a whole fresh batch of cookies for my birthday, and it was super sweet. Thank you. We're gonna eat them all right now.
There was 8 more cookies last night, but I might have fallen into
last night?
like 7.
Oh my
You
God.
ate 1.
I had 1.
So 8.
You're counting to 15, and that's tapped out because we each get 30. Or we each get
30.
I wish we
Damn,
got 30.
diabetes is coming hard and strong. All right, well, it's Friday, and Kenna is editing and eating some leftover pizza. And one thing you have to get used to this season that we didn't have to worry about in Mexico is squalls come out of nowhere here. It was like literally bright and sunny and nice like 2 minutes ago, and now it's pouring rain and blowing. By the way, this is a super protected harbor, and look at these waves. That's just from the wind coming in. But the boat's getting a good rinse, which is good. And today I cleaned all, like, look at the water accumulating on the side decks. And I just finished polishing all the stainless today, so that's good. I'll rinse off the excess that I didn't probably get. So catamaran there coming to anchor. Oh, I feel bad for this cat. There's a catamaran anchor right there while this is blowing, like right next to us. Yeah. You good up there? She's blowing. Anyways, I'll keep an eye out because yeah, it's pretty bad right now. Look at this shit. So that was live. I did not plan to film a catamaran getting that close to us, but this is also something we got to get used to. I mean, I feel bad for them, honestly. Like, it's just like they came in and like they were dropping and this like random squall came out of nowhere. It lasted what, 3 minutes? And that's the worst. Like when you're trying to anchor, like especially in a tight anchorage. So like this was like, by the way, I'm not putting this on the internet to like, they did great. Like it wasn't an issue. The only thing is, these are the kind of conditions where things can go wrong really quick. So when you're trying to anchor, if your boat starts to bite sideways, especially on a boat like Sitka where we don't have thrusters and we only have a single engine, shit can go bad really fast. Obviously you can always motor ahead and like turn, but when you're held on to the bottom of the ocean, it's a lot harder to maneuver. And in these wind conditions, you wouldn't want to be pulling up your anchor unless you have a very strong windlass. So anyways, they did good, but obviously that's a catamaran, so it's got 2 diesel engines and it had thrusters because I could hear them. And it's a little rainy right now, but like the wind gusts, like I filmed the entire thing and right now the camera's at 5 minutes exactly on the dot. So it had just started, maybe 20 seconds before I started filming. So a little micro 5-minute squall with gusts in the 30, and like look how calmer the waves are right now. So that was all a wind chop, and now the cat's over there. So that's how it is. And now the sun's trying to pierce out of the clouds. So yeah, so now they're right behind us, or maybe they're picking up. I don't know what they're doing anymore, but all right. So that catamaran is dipping, so they might go to our port side, but so they probably weren't happy with that spot because they dropped their hook and then that gust grabbed them and like probably moved them way out of where the position they wanted their anchor to actually be dropped in.
After that little burst of excitement, the sun peeked through as if the storm had never happened, revealing once again the beauty surrounding us. Linton Bay came back to life. Funny enough, Linton Bay wasn't exactly recommended to us by fellow cruisers. When asked around, we got responses like it's ghetto, run down, unsafe, and not pretty. It's true that there have been some thefts here in the past, mainly outboards and dinghies, and unfortunately that's just a risk in many parts of these regions, including throughout the Caribbean. At the end of the day, all you can do is take proper precautions, lock everything up, and stay aware. We've been here for a week now, and this is actually our second visit. Honestly, I think it's time to scratch those negative reviews, because Linton Bay has proven to be lovely and incredibly useful. It's completely geared toward cruisers, offering a marina, haul-out services, a storage yard, free freshwater, affordable laundry, and even a few restaurants, breakfast stands, and a tiny tienda stocked with meat, veggies, and dry goods. We're really grateful to have a place like Linton, just 9 hours away from San Blas. A spot we can count on to restock, refuel, and find parts when we need them. For us, Linton has been a true godsend, and we couldn't be happier with everything it's offered. So on behalf of this place, comment down below Linton Bay if you've watched this far into this week's episode, and help us show our gratitude to this anchorage that has shown us nothing but love. Next week, we set off from Linton Bay, fully intending to sail back to San Blas. I say that with a heavy heart because we never made it this time around. Just when we thought we had all our ducks in a row, They panicked, scattered, flapped their wings, and flew straight into chaos. Classic.
Let's just go to that filter. That filter's quite fun. Okay, we're gonna have to bleed it. So you'll have to go to start.
Oh my god.
Back there.
No.
SV Bully, SV Bully, SV Bully. This is sailing vessel Sitka on 1-6, over. Hey bro, yeah, like we had an engine failure, so like we got it going again. I don't know if it's gonna happen again. Hey, we just had the engine fail again. Honey, you're fine.
I know, I'm just seasick.
All right, guys. Well, we sadly had to make the tough decision of turning around here because we don't feel confident in the engine right now. And I guess maybe just Sitka's a lot of miles on her and she's starting to like show needs of like some love in here, but I don't know.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.